That's not how the Force works.
I don't care!
Put a ticket in and make her name it gay!
G'day guys and welcome back to Casual Rage. Prepare to start the show, R2. This is where the fun begins. Hello everyone and welcome to Casual Rage 220, where we casually rage out about the topics of the week. And well, we got one of the biggest topics dropping just this morning for me with Gina Carano's lawsuit, and we're going to talk a fair bit about that. I had to change the title of the stream, but yeah, we do have a lot to actually get through, because not only is there the Gina Carano stuff, we do have a little bit of, obviously, Star Wars news. I did want to talk a little bit about George Lucas and the fact that he spoke, I think it was at San Diego Comic-Con, and just some of the things that he said was very interesting. Again, we've got a fair bit to actually talk about. I did want to go through some of the Sydney Sweeney stuff, and I also wanted to talk about Fantastic Four. And then, of course, we do have Seals of the Week. How you all doing? How you all feeling about Gina Carano? I've been reading some of the chat. I got distracted by Matt Wilkins' stream. I like that stream, and I hate the fact that they do it on the same day that I do this. Speaking of that, there's going to be a change to my schedule, which is going to completely change when this stream happens. So, actually, I may as well just tell you. So, as of next week, Casual Rage will no longer be on this day at this time. It will basically be 24 hours earlier. So I normally get Fridays off work. I'm changing to Thursdays. So basically just Casual Rage, wind the clock back 24 hours from when it usually starts, like now. So 24 hours from now, next week, that's when Casual Rage will be. I feel like that's the best way to say it, depending on where you are in the world. It's easy. People just go, oh, so it's going to be yesterday at this time. True. So yeah, that's going to be a bit of a shift, a bit of a change. I think that it was better for work that I do that, because for me, yeah, the reason why we get the day off during the week is because we work Saturdays. because Saturday's a very busy selling day, obviously. So for me, for the last 3 years, I've been working 4 days on, 1 day off, 1 day on, 1 day off, 4 days on, 1 day off, 1 day on, 1 day off. Basically, that's been my schedule. I feel like splitting the week, like the best way to do it is to either take the Wednesday or the Thursday. And I thought with Disney releasing most of their things these days on the Wednesdays, the closest to the end of the week would be better. So like if let's say something like a new show was to come out, they drop it on the Wednesday, I can watch it and then do a review straight away on the Thursday sort of thing. So that's why I thought Thursday would be the best day to take as opposed to, let's say, a Wednesday. So, yeah, there is going to be a bit of a change to that. Let's see what we've got, who we've got here. We've got Star Wars Marvel Purist, force choke the like button, and he always catches the replay. We need to catch up, dude. I've been so busy and so out of touch with like the YouTube stuff. It's been really, really tough just getting through. But yes, how you doing, Star Wars Marvel Purist? Sometimes he watches the replay. Sometimes he's here. We had Mr. Bantham come through with a $20 super chat. You know the funniest thing about this is I don't even know the song. The first time I ever heard the song was when Flash played it the first time. I never it's crazy to me that people like maybe like this is America's perception of Australians or Australia. So he says for $20 from Flash. I can't even remember like the rhythm of it to sing it right. My friend, could we stand together? Look at us. We could sniff forever. We can't sniff forever. Do you understand? You don't sniff petrol from a can. You put it in the car. It goes. Don't be rama and sniff it up your nose. Thank you, Mr. Bantham. Dude, there's that. There's something else. I can't remember. Flash showed it to me. I'm like, dude, I've never seen this before. But thank you for the super chat. And sorry I didn't sing it properly. Powerful message. Thank you, Flash. Yes, well, it is a powerful message. I guess that's true. Riff, how you doing, Riff? Good to see you. We got the full Aussie in the chat. That's got to be Mr. Grant Gregory, surely. How you doing, Grant? Andrew's here. We got Nitrium in the chat. We got Cell Shade. Release the Rage. Dude, you might actually get it today. Because I'm not too happy with the Gina Carano thing, to be honest. Tillium, Gina is a Disney seal. I don't know. We'll see. Mike Hill. Hail, Rhino, hail. We got the great Lara A. How you doing, Lara? Yes, let's talk about it. There's, a lot to talk about. Richie always catches the replay. Let's see. Nitrium says, Disney got a big win settling the Gina lawsuit. Now none of their behind-the-scenes dirty dealing will ever be exposed. Gina said she won't settle. Disney won. I think it gets worse than just that. Even just that. Like I completely agree with you. To be honest, I You know, I thought that I like Gina. I like her politics. I like the way she stands up for herself, and she's got great integrity. Well, at least I thought so. But like, I will say, I got to kind of try and separate this a little bit from that. It was probably also her lawyers. Like this could have dragged out for, I guess, years. It already has. Settle and move on. I can understand the premise of it. but I don't like it. I really don't like it. And I agree that Disney won. And they are basically still controlling the narrative. And I'll get to that. They are still controlling the narrative, which is crazy to me. Papa Palpatine's Pizza Padawan, how you doing? Oh, man. Oh, don't worry. I'm going to get to that. Oh, I don't even want to read it because, like, yeah. We got Gabriel Knight in the chat. We got Soul Assassin here. We'll get straight to it. We got Jordan. Good to see you, Jordan. GT Weber, I see you. We got Blake as well. Riff, Gary R. If I missed anyone, I'm sorry. Let's get straight into the Gina Carano stuff because it is the biggest Star Wars news, I think, and it's going to be the biggest Star Wars news until the next Star Wars movie comes out, which isn't until next year. We've been talking about for the last few weeks how Star Wars has done nothing to keep its momentum going. This just gives Star Wars a little we're still here kind of thing, like just in the media space, I guess, because it's been so quiet. And we were going to go over some stuff, and we still will go over those, basically the headlines, until this thing hit. You know, nobody's paying any attention to Star Wars right now. And maybe for them, that might be a good thing. But I don't think so. I really don't think so. But so I wake up this morning and this is what we get. Let me bring this up. See, like this was posted at 7 a.m. for me. So this is from the Direct. Disney and Gina Carano have settled their legal dispute over Gina's firing from The Mandalorian. Lucasfilm and Disney. We don't need to read that because we're about to read their statement anyway. Let's just read. This is Lucasfilm's, I guess, or their legal team's statement that's come out. Now, before I go into this, because I'm going to go all over the place with this thing. Before I go into this, let me just say, they might still come out with a statement. There might still be more to this settlement still yet to come out and be said or be released. But at the moment, we can only go off the premise of what we've got and what they've given us. So this is from Lucasfilm's side. The Walt Disney Company and Lucasfilm are pleased to announce that we have reached an agreement with Gina Carano to resolve the issues in her pending lawsuit against the companies. Ms. Carano was always well respected by her directors, co-stars, and staff, and she worked hard to perfect her craft while treating her colleagues with kindness and respect. With this lawsuit concluded, we look forward to identifying opportunities to work together with Miss Carano in the near future. Sorry, I fucked up that little last bit at the end. Okay, there's a couple of things with this. The first thing is this, where it says Miss Carano was always well respected by her directors, co-stars, and staff. What a load of shit. The entire point of the lawsuit was because she was disrespected by them. Are you serious? Like, I hate the wording of that. I don't know where, like, if you could change that statement. How about you come out and you say, we've come to an arrangement, or we've come to an agreement. We apologize for slandering Gina Carano's name. We should never have done it. We should never have allowed the mob to go after her, and piled on with that mob as their Twitter account was in support of all the accounts that were going after her, responding to them, How disrespectful is that as a post? The entire point of the lawsuit was because she was disrespected by basically the entirety of the staff. Yes, there were the individuals, some of the directors. Oh, we apparently are supposed to believe that Jon Favreau was on her side in the civil war of it all. Pedro Pascal, where was he? Where was he? He was the guy that everybody was doing the comparisons with. Where is he now compared to Gina Carano now? Can we use that as a massive comparison? Pedro was a better actor than her. I don't know whether or not he still is now. He seems like just a piece of shit. Hello, Melissa Lord. And oh my God, Nolan comes through with $100 super chat and goes, what? You know what? I don't normally drink on this stream. I'm just going to have a shot. I have to have a shot just for that one. And maybe it's worth drinking while we go through this. At no point has Disney made an apology for what they did to Gina Carano and her career and slandering her name all over the place. They are still controlling the narrative. Miss Carano was always respected by her directors, co-stars, and staff, and she worked hard to perfect her craft while treating her colleagues with kindness and respect. I believe that she treated her colleagues with kindness and respect. I believe that part of the statement, that part of the sentence. I don't believe the beginning part, but where's the correction? Where's the correction? Where's the apology? First thing on the list. You need to make a public announcement apology that I was never, what was the wording that they used? Abhorrent. I was never abhorrent, right? Retract that entire statement. Whoever made that, it doesn't matter. It came from the official Star Wars account. Where's the apology? That would be the first thing on the fucking list. Now, this is why I made that statement earlier. This is why I made the statement earlier that there could be more to this settlement. They might still be, doing the thing with the money, but they're saying even in this statement that with this lawsuit concluded. I don't get it. I don't get it. Where did Gina win in this? What, she got $100 million? We don't even know the amount. You got $100 million, but your name's got to stay slandered? Okay. The fact that they're paying her out is the evidence enough in itself, or should be the evidence enough in itself, that Gina was right? The fact that they have to settle so that it doesn't go to discovery or whatever, right? Sorry, I went off. I kept going. Nolan, thank you for the super chat. Let me quickly grab a shot glass here. Sorry guys. We will have that shot. I'll be right back. I've got to stop sharing my screen so you don't get the echo. Fucking.
Oh, Mozza, read that.
Mozza, don't let the American bitch.
Did you just fart?
Yes, I did. Tell you what to do.
I think it's bedtime, Mozza.
Question mark.
I think it's bedtime for Mozza. That's the type of videos that we watch on fucking Happy Hump Day.
I gotta pee. Oh my god.
All right. Let's reshare that again. That didn't echo, did it? Now, all my normal shot glasses are dirty. in the dishwasher. So I've only got these massive ones. So I'm obviously not going to fill it because that's like 3 shots in one big fucking shot glass. So we're going to go... Oh, even that's a lot. And I am on an empty stomach and I can't get fucked up on my own stream because I'm by myself and I don't like getting fucked up. I like when somebody else, I can just be quiet for a little while. Cheers, Nolan. I really appreciate the support, buddy. You've obviously come over from Flashcasts and I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Cheers. Oh, I'm so not used to that. Ooh. Thank you. Cheers, brother. All right. No echo. Very good. How do you guys feel about this Gina thing? I've seen what some of you guys have already been saying. I'll take $100 fucking dollars. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? As long as she gets what she wants, I'm happy. I agree with you there. Like, look, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I do like Gina Carano. I feel like during the COVID thing especially, and this is the whole, like one of the main things, like it was in the height of the craziness that she got fucked over. And look, like I said, this could have dragged out for years upon years, and that's years out of her life. If she feels like she can just take the money and move on, we'll talk about the getting her position back in Star Wars. If that is even on the table or even a thing, we'll talk about that shortly. But this is what I don't understand about this. And for those people out there that are kind of happy with the result of it, if there are any, I haven't heard too many people that are kind of happy with the result of this. A lot of people were looking forward to Discovery, obviously. Just to see the dirtiness behind the scenes of Disney would be amazing. It really would be. But they somehow found a way that they didn't have to do it. Remember when we all got excited the last time something happened and there was no settlement or anything, and it was like, yeah, it's moving forward. They tried to do something with the judge, and the judge was like, no, what the fuck's this? Like, we're moving forward. Like, this is going forward. Everybody was like, yes, it's going to go to Discovery, and we're going to see the bullshit that goes on. And, they found a way. They found a way. I didn't necessarily think it was about the money. Does she really want her position back? First of all, look, I'm not going to say that she's the worst actress. She's certainly not the best actress. She's fine. And I feel like in the positions that I've seen her in and the roles that I've seen her play, the roles are suited for the type of person that she is, the type of actress that she is. But, I will say, actually, I think that she did a better job hitting the scene in movies than The Rock did. Like, The Rock, he was all awkward and stiff, and, it was, kind of, you could see that it was The Rock trying to act, whereas at least with Gina Carano, it was like she was immersed in the character, and you could you could just see the character, if that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense. Well, now that one shot may have fucking gone straight to my head. But yeah, the character of Cara Dune isn't a well-written character. It's not. We've gone through the contradictions of the character. And what made it even worse was her not coming back, and the way that they wrote her out actually made the entire character worse. Right? But does she really want to go back to that role? Are they really going to do the Rangers of the New Republic? Are they really going to open that back up again? Are they really going to open that back up again? Like, I don't even think, I think that they've moved so far away from that they like, and so far away from writing her out of the story. Now, look, the way that they wrote her out, they could write her back in, but they've moved so far away from that now that I don't know whether or not they could bring her back in the same role. I guess they could. They'd always find a way. They'll find a way, and it'll be a problem in itself, another problem that they've created for the character. And then there was obviously Gina Carano's statement, which is honestly, like, she's happy. Great. I'm happy that she's happy, and she essentially got what she wanted from this lawsuit. And again, I will say the fact that Disney had to even settle and pay out proves that Gina is right. But that doesn't echo across the landscape, so to speak. Doesn't echo across the internet where everybody's like, okay, fuck, we were wrong. I don't think the fucking retards out there are ever going to admit that they were wrong, despite whether or not you were to get the apology or the proper statement that should be coming from Lucasfilm, that should be coming from Disney. There should be none of that. Like, that statement is garbage to me. And the biggest part of it is that middle bit, that she was always respected by the staff. Bullshit. So the entire premise of the lawsuit was because she was disrespected by the entire studio. Fucking, don't you guys remember what the official fucking Star Wars Twitter account was saying and doing? The statements that were coming out from Lucasfilm about her abhorrent behavior. Like, I'm a little bit like, I'm surprised. I'm so surprised that after everything that Gina went through, she hasn't even got an apology out of it. She hasn't even got an apology out of it. The closest that she's come to getting an apology is the payout. Public apology. Now, we could get it. It could come. Wake up tomorrow and there's an actual statement. Just like, and again, Gina's basically statement here. What? We've come to an arrangement and hope that heals the Force. That doesn't that doesn't hit me with a lot of hope that she wouldn't necessarily go back. But okay, it could just be a little bit of a play on words. Fine. She thanks Elon and the team. I'm not even going to read through it because I'm retarded and I'll fuck it up. But I think you've heard it all, through a lot of other videos recently. She thanks Elon. She thanks her lawyers. She thanks... I am humble and grateful to God for his love and grace in this outcome. Gina, I don't know whether or not the outcome that you've got is like, if you're happy with it, you're happy with it. I think every other person in the world is a little disappointed. And then she just thanks everybody for the support. And that's really it. Now, again, I do want to point out that there could be more to come with this. There very well could be more to come with this. But at this point in time, what's up? Hashtag not Jay. How you doing? At this point in time, I just, from all we've got from these two statements right now, like maybe money is just enough to make just things disappear like that. The crazy thing is that the people that were in support of Gina seem to be a little disappointed with this outcome and with the way that this has gone. And I must admit, I am way more disappointed in the fact that with like the one biggest thing at the top of the list would have been, I need a statement, public apology, what we did to you, we should never have done to you. These specific statements we are completely retracting. The statement would have to be pretty fucking long that comes out. But maybe $100 million is enough. I mean, I don't know. And we don't know the amount. Like, I'm just throwing $100 million out there as a number. But, you know, when you've got the backing and you've got the support of those Elon Musk, maybe it was the lawyers and they're just like, you know, I don't know. Maybe it was Elon just going, this could go for years and it's going to cost a fair bit. Like, can we find a way to settle? Man, you don't know. We don't know. Disney's statement, nothing to see here. 100%. 100%. And this is the thing. And these are some of the nominees for Seal of the Week, but I want to show you why at least a public apology and an actual statement and not actually spewing more bullshit and controlling the narrative still. This is the thing, Gina. You are allowing them to still control the narrative through this statement. Not once have they admitted fault within this. Now, the settlement admits fault, but not to these fucking retards like J.I. Acup here. Even if she somehow returns to Star Wars, it's going to be absolutely hilarious how literally no one aside from her even remotely cares. Soyrism. You know, I never yelled in her face, but maybe I fucking should have. Never forget that she begged to come back to Star Wars. Did she beg to come back to Star Wars? I don't really remember that. Because every other career move she tried to make on her own miserably failed. Talentless hack. Shame on Disney. This is why, like, nobody's perception on this has changed on either side. The ones that were in support of Gina were like, yep, it's bullshit. Look at what Pedro Pascal has done. We've been saying for the last year, every time somebody comes out and says something political or whatever and still keeps their job, this is just more ammunition for Gina Carano. This is just more. We've been saying it for so long because there has been so much ammunition for Gina Carano. And then what? She gets a settlement. They don't apologize. In fact, they lie in their statement. I'm mind blown by how fucking retarded this is. I'm sorry, Gina. I don't see this as you won. I'm sorry to the people out there that think that this is a victory for Gina Carano. I'm sorry to the people out there that think that this is a victory for real Star Wars. It's almost separated from the Star Wars thing altogether. This is basically how they treated an employee. This is basically how, you know, it just happens to coincide with the company that runs Star Wars. and to do with her character on Star Wars. You know how they're going to do this? You know how they're going to settle this? They're going to give her a cameo. Like, let's just cameo you in. We'll give you a part. We'll pay you $200 million just for the cameo. There's your settlement dollars. Yeah. And we'll just write you out from that point. Give you a nice send-off. Sorry, that doesn't excuse to me, that wouldn't excuse, I think, the trauma that gave her as an actual person. What she actually went through. And it's all documented. The 40, trans activists or whatever, trans people that they wanted to do the Zoom call with. The constant berating of her beep, beep, boop. And then it wasn't just that. The thing that actually broke the straw that broke the camel's back was her post about COVID and how history's almost repeating itself. Look, this is what, and it was just a repost of somebody else's post because she identified with that. She believed that. Whoa, craziness. And berated her for that. Her behavior's been abhorrent. Disgusting. Human being. She was blacklisted. Didn't she get fired from her own management? Didn't she lose her management over that? I'm sorry. Does this statement... It must be a fucking shit ton of fucking money. It must be in the $1 billion range. It's gotta be. Because for me, there is no fucking way. You've got them by the fucking balls and they know it. You've got them by the balls. $100 million wouldn't be enough to shut me up and stop this with the backing of Elon's lawyers. No fucking chance. It would have to be in the $1 billion range. You give me $1 billion and I'll shut up. You can run whatever narrative you fucking want. I'd feel disgusting about myself for doing it. But hey, billion's a billion, right? Wow. I don't understand this. I don't. And I don't know, because it's all settled out of court and all of that sort of thing, I don't know whether or not we're ever going to know the true terms and conditions of this. M called her a transphobe. Why am I not surprised? What out there with this settlement, Gina, what perception of you has changed out there? You know what? My perception has sort of changed of you. I don't know. You lost your balls and you fucking they've controlled the narrative again. Oh, backseater. Thank you. Off to bed. Well, good night. Have a good night. Have a good sleep, I should say, really. And also, Gina Carano is officially on our side. On our side. She got what she wanted. I'm sure. I don't know how she got what she wanted. Geordie, how you doing? Wait, what's happened? Gina Carano settled out of court. And Disney's still controlling the narrative and nothing has changed. All the people that thought that Gina Carano was a piece of shit still think that she's a piece of shit. And I don't think that no matter what statement Disney Lucasfilm come out with, those people will still just think that she's a piece of shit. And that's fine. But the fact that Disney, this is Disney's statement, and they basically lie in it, I just can't stand that sentence. I just can't stand that sentence. Miss Carano was always well respected by her directors, co-stars, and staff. Couldn't be the biggest lie in there. The whole reason for the fucking lawsuit was because she was disrespected by those people. And they jumped on the bandwagon with the mob. Disney Lucasfilm, Disney Star Wars, official accounts jumped on the bandwagon to pile onto Gina Carano. And here we are, stupid us, right? Honestly, I'm a moron just like everybody else out there that was in this whole idea that we were going to get something out of this. And we've already sort of talked about that. I was just going to use this to lead into whether or not she was going to return to Star Wars. Now, look, as somebody that Disney Star Wars isn't Star Wars, and a Star Wars, massive actual Star Wars fan, and as a person who likes Gina Carano as an individual, as a person, I don't want her to go back to a role. I don't want to go. Why would you do that? You're basically getting some semblance of your career back and immediately destroying it by going back to Star Wars, by going back to Disney Lucasfilm. If that does happen. The problem is that company blacklisted you so damn hard that no other studio will work with you. And now you've got a settlement out of court where all the studios are going, shit, maybe we should be careful of this person. We probably shouldn't hire her just in case. Like, that's pretty crazy. Nothing has changed, Gina. Nothing has changed. Are you still blacklisted from every other studio due to a result of this? I don't know. Do they see it as unfair dismissal like you and I and everybody else with a normal, sane brain thinks? No. I don't understand how you won in any of this. I just don't. And it's sad. It's sad that money can make people just... to me, money can just make people throw absolute caution to the wind, throw their integrity out the window with it. And I'm not to say that I couldn't be guilty of that too. You know, the difference for her was that I thought that she came from a wealthy family. She didn't, like, it wasn't really about the money. And this just makes it seem like now that's what it was about. And I don't think that is necessarily what it was about, but it's just the way that the way that this whole thing has gone about. Fuck. Good luck. Good luck to all of you. Again, if you think that Gina Carano copped a win from this, I don't know what to tell you. It's disappointing. They're desperate. She said that she was going for the truth. Yeah. Well, I'm just wondering whether or not this got to a point where it's like this is just going to go for too long. Best to just get out and move on. Just another reason to hate Disney. I'd sell out for millions of dollars, but she's already rich. That's the thing. That's the thing that just doesn't add up for me. It just doesn't make sense to me. %. She was already rich. G'day, OG Star Wars. How you doing, Alora? This is not a win at all. No. Just been talking fucking about that. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. And if anybody out there does sort of see this as a win, then okay. I don't know what to say. For the people out there that the people out there that hate her are just going to continue hating her. None of the narrative has changed. They haven't apologized, and there'd be a lot to apologize for. Now, like I said, we're yet to maybe see they might still make a statement and come out and apologize. Was this statement just from the lawyers? Yep, we've settled it. It's happening. Blah, 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 blah. And then Lucasfilm, Disney, someone's going to actually make an official statement. I fucking hope so. And there better be some pretty fucking revealing fucking things in that statement. That would be the first thing. Of my list of settlement, it wouldn't even be a dollar amount. The top of my list wouldn't even be $1. At the top of my list would be the public apology statement. You know what? I'd go all the way. You've got to do it like a press conference. We're going to do this like a fucking press conference. You're going to make a public apology by voice, not just fucking written. And I'm going to be standing right next to you while you say it. And if you happen to say anything along the lines as Miss Carano was always well respected by her directors, co-stars, and staff, I'll just like shove you out the way for a second and say, no, hang on, that's not true, because that was the entire premise of my lawsuit, was because they disrespected me and they lost. They did disrespect me, and that's what they're fucking apologizing for. Continue. That, man, what a joke of a settlement this actually is. Now, the more I fucking think about it. SWA with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. There are 5 new people in the chat that can now drop seal clapping emojis, all the emojis. That's really what you get for your membership. But thank you. I appreciate that. Here I am, a good salesman, talking up my memberships. All you get for your membership is access to emojis. Thank you, SWA. I appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
This is what Gina should be saying in Star
They
Wars.
came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt!
That's right. Shove your money up your ass. Anyway, look, there might be now nothing to see here. Moving forward, there might be no more statements. There might be nothing that comes. And if that is the case, then this is one big failure. This is one big loss. And Disney wins. If there's more to come, we'll wait and see. And then we'll assess what we get from any extra statements that come out and how they come out and what they actually say. Miss Carano was always well respected by no one here. That's what that statement should say. But we have come to terms and agreed on a considerable settlement that corrects our mistake. We had to correct our mistake on slandering her name. Where is that in the statement? Where is that? Are you kidding? What a joke. What a joke. That would actually there was a reason why I brought this up from Knights of Melbourne. He says, Disney shills will now have to decide, will they continue to shill for a company that is open to working with a bigot? That would be the only like fun thing, I guess, to watch in regards to Gina Carano going back to Star Wars. But then the problem is that then you'll have the blind Star Wars fans out there that watch the Gina Carano thing and say that the Gina Carano thing is amazing just because it's got Gina Carano in it, and they wouldn't be able to be critical of it. Oh, very good. That was fave clip number 4. So yeah, they're going to have to, if she does actually come back. I really hope she doesn't. To me, with the way that this settled and everything, that's Disney winning even more. That's actually less, even though she gets her job back. You know why Disney win from that? Because those blind Gina Carano fans, Gina Carano / Star Wars fans that will just come back to it and blindly just love on this stuff, Disney gets those fans back. That's exactly what it is. SWA for $5 says, we pay her so much money and we shut her up. That's exactly what they did. It's exactly what they did. Crazy, isn't it? Anyway, that's pretty much the Gina Carano stuff for the first hour of the show. Disney just can't stop winning. That is, like I said, that's at the least the very minimum. The very minimum they need to the apology and everything. But like the apology needs to be specific to very specific things that they did. It can't just be, sorry, Gina, we apologize for the way you were treated and the way that you were fired. We hope that we can find a way to work cohesively in the future. Love, Lucasfilm. Like, no, that's not what I'm talking about when an apology needs to come from them. It needs to be, we apologize for trying to force on you other people's beliefs when you clearly didn't have those same thoughts or feelings towards it. We apologize to you for slandering your name across the internet and allowing the mob, and actually, in fact, piling on with the mob to have you cancelled and completely removed from Disney Star Wars. We also apologize to you for the way that you were fired. Finding out online would be really, really hard. But then after you were fired, what we called you, the way that we slandered your name then and we called you abhorrent and your actions were abhorrent, we were wrong. Completely wrong. We should never have said that. We should never have posted that. And we do not agree with any of the statements that we have made about you. That should be their statement, right? At the very least, that should be their statement. And it goes on. I literally stopped at probably less than halfway through what that apology letter needs to be. we strongly, it should end with like, we strongly urge that the studios that were considering working with Gina Carano reconsider their thoughts not to, based on our actions. Based on what we did, we can see that that affected Gina Carano's ability to find work with possibly other studios. And we apologize for that. We strongly urge any management to take Gina Carano back on board. And she's a great person to work with. She can act fine, I guess. Like whatever you want to fucking, like, that needs to be the statement. Doesn't it? The money can come later. The money, I'll take the money, and you've got to give me the fucking money for what you've done to me and what you've lost and the trauma and everything that you've put me through. There's compensation for that, and that will come. But this is what you need to do first. I'd almost write their apology letter for them and say, this is what you need to sign and agree to. Not that you couldn't do that. You couldn't do that. But I'm just saying that would be almost like, it needs to say basically exactly this, or dot point the things that they actually need to admit fault to, apologize for, and pay reparations for. But it all needs to be public. What a joke of a fucking settlement. Everybody was so excited. Everybody was talking about, oh, there's this is more ammunition for Gina Carano. This thing that Pedro Pascal said. This thing that this actress said. This thing that, what's her name? Rachel Zegler did. This thing that Reva, whatever fucking her name is. This thing that she did. Amanda Stenberg. This thing that, like, man, everybody was talking about it. This is just more ammunition for Gina Carano. More ammunition for Gina Carano. More ammunition for Gina Carano. Oh, this person even works for Disney, Star Wars. This person even works for Disney. More ammunition for Gina Carano. And what? She settles out of court for a fuck shit, like not even a non-apology? All right. Okay. Let's move on. Let's move on. I'm so disappointed with it. So disappointed with it. You know, the way she stood up to the mob and everything during the COVID stuff, that was one of the main reasons why I love Gina Carano. Like, that was one of the hardest times of my life, was going through fucking COVID when I didn't want to get vaccinated, and still hashtag proud to be a pureblood. It's Friday, mate. What did I say? When it really matters, she chokes. Pathetic. Mud blood. I don't know what you'd call a vaccinated person in regards to like a blood thing, but like I saw it once, and I'm a pure blood and proud to be. What's up, Justin? Good to see you. Star Wars Marvel Purist in the chat. Man, we've just been talking about Gina Carano for an hour, and I'm over it because it's so fucking pathetic. So fucking pathetic. Let's talk about something else, shall we? Let's talk about something else that's pretty fucking pathetic. I don't know why that video is not working. I need my headphones for this one. No, you actually need a mute button for this one. A mute button, and you need a blindfold. That would be the best way, honestly, to watch this video, is like earplugs and a blindfold. And what I'm actually talking about is Cynthia Erivo. As what, Jesus Christ and Jesus Christ Superstar, Adam Lambert is like, I hate the fact that what he took over for, was it In Excess or Queen. He's like Queen still performing. He's the lead for them, isn't he? or something like that. Anyway, I just wanted to touch on this because it's creepy. It's actually kind of creepy to me. Even just in that freeze frame right there, like her hand, like, I don't know. Is it just the fact that she's obviously got like long nails and we know that she wears these really super long nails, but like, why would you do that? She's made her fingers like this, your longest finger, your middle finger basically, should not be longer, or shouldn't it be about the same size as like your hand? Like the palm of your hand. It feels about right. Whereas her fingers look like they're like, I don't know. She looks like fucking Golem. Golem, anyone? It's like, God, I feel sorry for any Jesus Christ Superstar fans.
Every time I look at you, I don't understand why you never think.
Also, too, is this from Jesus Christ Superstar? Is this their performance on stage for Jesus Christ Superstar? I thought like theater and stuff like that was supposed to be a little bit more like, I could be completely wrong about this because I'm not a theater person, but like a bit more maybe like even just a background, not just some stairs. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look very Jesus Christ Superstar to me.
You did get so out of hand.
Why does she stand like that? She stands like shoulders back, head forward, leaning for like, look, man, she's weird. She's a fucking weird person.
You'd manage better if you had.
Fucking, I don't care. Is the whole rest of this clip just him singing? Yeah. There was another clip, but for some reason it's working on my phone, but it's not working here. And like, I don't know, is this supposed to be Jesus on the cross or something? And she's like leaning forward or something. Like, it's kind of really fucking weird. Let me see. I've refreshed this and everything, and it just doesn't want to work. But I betcha. Where is it? Maybe. Oh no, there it is. Here, let's see if we can just do it this way.
I think I'm the only mother at this table.
Yeah. You think I'm the only mother at this table? No one fucking cares. So yeah. Kind of weird, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know how these people get work. Like, even the way that she sings there. Like, I don't think it's anything great. I've heard better singers. Ugh. Sorry, that's just the way. Like, my immediate reaction to seeing it is just, ugh. I just want to shake. I almost need a shower just to get whatever that was that just hit me off me. I'm so disgusted by just the way she looks. I got to say, I'm kind of disgusted by the way he looks too. I don't know. Both of these people on stage could identify as they, them. So I might have just misgendered both of them. Dude, I could have misgendered them to the point where this is supposed to be the dude and this is supposed to be the chick. But yes, Golom is gross and weird. Nosferatu. Whatever. Whatever she is, it's fucking weird. So I just wanted to touch on that. Because when I saw it, I kind of grossed out by it. Let's just talk about this really quickly, actually. Just going into a little bit of Star Wars news that we had. Now, just pay attention, everyone. The Star Wars news that we're going to be sprinkling throughout this stream, without the Gina Carano stuff, this is Star Wars news. So, again, I just want to make it very clear, like we have over the last fair few weeks, that Star Wars is so dead, and they blew their load early this year where they released basically everything that they had for the year at the beginning half of the year, and we're going to be going on to basically a 9-month stint without really anything being released from Star Wars, unless they've got projects that they haven't announced that they just drop. Like something like I think Tales of the Underworld was a bit of a surprise. From the time that they announced that was done and they had a trailer out to the time that it actually released was very quick. It was like they'd already had it finished. What is Star Wars? Is it like Stargate? Shut up, Blake. Matt Smith has been cast as the villain in Star Wars Starfighter. So there's a couple of things that I just want to say in regards to this Starfighter movie that they are doing. I had no idea. Apparently Ryan Gosling was supposed to be in one of the Star Wars movies. I think it was supposed to be the sequel trilogy in one of those movies at least, I think. That's what I've only just started hearing on the grapevine now. But despite that, like, I understand that there are good actors out there. I think Matt Smith is a really good actor. In fact, one of the best, arguably one of the better actors up there. I'm not going to say that he's the best, but one of the, like, he's up there. He's a really good actor. We've seen really good actors go into Disney Star Wars and be completely destroyed by that. In fact, Pedro Pascal was a pretty good actor. Goes into doing Star Wars and things start going downhill. Not necessarily the trajectory of his career is obviously skyrocketed with everything that he's in. But the trajectory of the public perception of him, his ability to act, and the public's perception of his ability to act and everything, he's getting diminishing returns on that. It's kind of like when somebody says, like a Ewan McGregor or an Obi-Wan Kenobi, and says, yeah, I'd love to come back and do another thing. It's like, I don't think you really know what you're asking for. Now, arguably, they've already done that, and they've already come back, and they've already reprised their roles, and they're still asking for more. So maybe they just really are that dumb. It's so funny that John Roker this week came out and said maybe the audiences just aren't smart enough. Again, blaming the audiences. No, I think that the actors, everybody involved in these things aren't smart in a lot of the decisions and a lot of the things that they make, and then a lot of the ways that they feel about what they've done. So delusional. And you got to think about it too. You know, what's to say that this isn't going to be a ripoff of the X-Wing series? And they just bastardize characters. It just doesn't matter if they change their name. They're going to still end up using the template of it, right? And the thing about that I really hate is the fact that you had it there. You threw that good story in the bin so that you could bastardize it and make it shitter. I like Matt Smith. I don't think you should be doing Star Wars, buddy. I really don't. It is career destroying. You know, it wasn't that long ago we were talking about some people that have denied going to Star Wars. They are making spin-offs. Not that I know of. Maybe they will. Maybe they're hoping that Jedi Starfighter is so good that they can do a spin-off or turn it into a trilogy of some kind of its own or something like that. To me, it still seems like they're just throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. That's really what it comes down to. He was the 11th Doctor in Doctor Who. Yes, I do know that. And the thing is, though, too, is that he embodies the roles so well that you can actually see a distinction and a difference in the characters. Like, when I look at this, yes, I do see Matt Smith in there, but that's not Matt Smith. And when I see the Doctor that he plays, you see Matt Smith in there, but you don't see Matt Smith in the performance. Well, I don't know about the Doctor Who thing, but I know from House of the Dragon, he's been really good. So, look, like, the thing is with, like, all the Star Wars announcements and movies and stuff to come, we'll see. Like, we'll see if they even do make it. You know, with Disney Lucasfilm is one of the best for announcements. They're just the best at just announcing shit. Announcing a lot of shit that never happens. John Roker is truly pathetic. I agree. He's a 50-year-old crybaby who constantly blames white men every time a movie fails. Well, and his post recently about, like, you know, the fans being stupid or whatever he wrote, like, dude. I don't like, if you've got this small collective of people within the studio and then they're shills that are just shilling for this stuff, and the majority of the fans of these IPs that have been fans of these IPs for years on end, right, are shitting on it and think that it's horrible and think that it's shit, then I got to say that the majority wins out. You know, and obviously we're talking about Marvel when it comes to that, not Star Wars. But it has been funny to see how some of the shills, like, I don't know, are starting to see the light, but they're taking the wrong, like, lessons from it. Or they're still trying to put a spin on it, you know? It's kind of funny to see. So that is Starfighter. We'll go straight into George Lucas. Now, I don't know the premise of what the question is here, right? But I do feel like in this day and age with George Lucas coming out and answering these questions, like, it's almost like to me, it feels like that this was an activist asking a question about art and his response. Let's take a listen.
I think it's more about a connection, an emotional connection with the work.
Oh, George, you can't say that. You can't say that. We're not supposed to show emotions. Right, Pablo Hidalgo? I hate the fact that George just made me defend Star Wars theory a little bit there.
Not how much it cost or what celebrity did it or whatever. It's more a personal thing. And I don't think there's anything that anybody else can tell you. That's art. That's not art. It doesn't work that way. If you have an emotional connection, then it's art. If you don't, then move on to the next painting. And it's the idea that people can tell you what art is and talk about it. I've discovered just from my experience of making movies and things, that you know, other people's opinions don't mean much. The only thing that really means something is what you do and what you feel about it. And then if you see that other people react to it in a very emotional way, then you say, well, I did my job, that was good. But when people come who say they're experts and they say, oh, that's not art, that's not this, that's tough. And I've worked with hundreds of illustrators in my life.
I like the fact that he didn't say that they're wrong. He said that it's tough. It's tough to take that.
But they don't get recognized for anything. So this is sort of a...
oh, but the shills are going to spin this. Okay, so in regards to that, I do agree with what he's saying. But, like, look, I don't know the context of what this is. I'm sure, like, how obviously has to be Star Wars related in the context of what he's saying, surely. But, like, you know, George was involved in a lot of different art. Like, you know, it was all movie making, mostly. But, like, it wasn't all just Star Wars. He had Indiana Jones. He had other things. But, like, man, I probably should watch this entire thing so that I can get a lot of context and stuff from it. But the thing, like, again, I do want to say that I like the fact that he said that it's tough to take it when somebody says that that's sort of incorrect. There was a little bit in there where, you know, but they're not even going to see that, the shills anyway. But you need to oh, why did that have to happen just now? Phone call. Oh, I hate it when that happens. What was I saying? I feel like there's a bit of a separation, though, when it comes to, like, George, when you were creating Star Wars and when you were creating the art, yes, I'm sure outside, you know, disappointment, outside fucking influence, you were sort of shutting that out, and that didn't matter because it was your art, right? But you created a world that has rules and everything. And then when those rules and those laws and everything, as we talk about constantly on this channel, get disrupted or destroyed or changed or whatever, the art is no longer the same, right? You could say that it's still art if you want to. I'd say that if you want to call it art, it's more like modern art, you know, crap. But you might still say that it's art and people still might get an emotional connection to that, but it's like the same people that get emotional connections to, like, fan fiction that's just all about fucking someone or, you know, that sort of thing. Yes, people are going to have different emotional connections to all different types of art. Man, when The Acolyte came out, yes, we all had an emotional connection to that. My emotions were laughter and disgust, really. Disgust in the fact that what Star Wars has been diminished to, and laughter because of what Star Wars has been diminished to and how they've actually done it. They're the emotions that I felt from watching that art. And I sat there and I thought to myself, well, this isn't the same art as that art, so it's different. It's not the same Star Wars. So there's my distinction in that. But once again, and look, it's so funny that we skipped ahead to some of the shills of the week, or seals of the week, I should say. And I got to reference another one that's going to get a nomination. Star Wars Explained. Star Wars fans can learn a lot from George Lucas and how he appreciates art. This is where, like, they're going to spin it to their narrative in regards to, oh, how dare you criticize me, or, like, you know, fucking, it is Star Wars, whatever.
If you have an emotional connection, then it's art. You don't, then just move on to the next painting.
As long as it sparks an emotional reaction, it's art. Something George said specifically, it resonates.
Yes, that's fine. As long as it sparks an emotional reaction, it's art. Doesn't mean it's good. Just because you had an emotional reaction to that shitty scene doesn't mean that the scene's good.
With me, I hope that it would resonate with a lot of Star Wars fans because he was talking about looking at paintings, and he's like, not every painting is going to make.
Okay, so the context is looking at paintings, so it's got nothing really to do with Star Wars. Although Star Wars is a different form of art.
You feel a certain way or anything, but you just look at it and you take it in, and then you move on to the next painting, and hopefully that.
So again, trying to spin this into Star Wars fans. See, I didn't have that context before. It's obviously got nothing to do with Star Wars. It's got to do with how people perceive art, and if you want to see the form of like making the movies of Star Wars and everything as art, yes, there is that element and connection.
That one makes you feel something, and it just reminds me of Star Wars, and I hope that's the attitude we give off. Yeah, not every Star Wars story makes me feel the way A New Hope did, but I'll still look.
Can you actually say that when you're talking about like things, instead of just saying that this is the best thing since the last best thing since the last best thing since Empire Strikes Back, which is the best thing in Star Wars? So like that means that everything that's come out from Disney Lucasfilm at least has been the best thing, topping. And you see that in some of the ratings on Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like that. This is apparently supposed to be better than every Star Wars thing that's ever existed.
Look at it and take it in. And, you know, if it's not for me, I'll set it aside and I'll go to the next painting. And I just love that George has that attitude towards art.
The idea that people can tell you what art is and talk about it, I've discovered just from my experience of making movies and things that, you know, other people's opinions don't mean much. The only thing that really means something is what you do and what you feel about it. And then if you see that other people react to it in a very emotional way, then you say, well, I did my job. That was good. But when people come who say they're experts and they say, oh, that's not art, that's not this, that's tough.
I hate it when this happens. Sorry, guys. I need to just check something on my phone really quickly. I will be right back. Fuck. I'm going to give you a long clip. I've only got sort of the same old long clips, though, but at least it's something.
I said Lyndon would go to the tree and do some ASMR for you, Lethal. In your honor.
I'm so
and then
he'd be hugging that tree. And then he'd be punching it and slapping it, going, "You took my friend." Kicking it. How dare you?
That would be you, Rhino.
Nah. I'd be there going, "Why? Fuck you, Disney! Why?"
Fuck. This is going to speed me up. Sorry, guys. This is another reason why I'm changing my day off to Thursday. So if you weren't here earlier, Casual Rage will be moving 24 hours earlier. I'm changing my day off from Friday to Thursday. So for Americans, it'll be Wednesday, whatever. Like, basically, what would it be? 25 and a half hours earlier than it is right now is when Casual Rage will be starting next week, and moving forward, that's probably going to be around its time slot. Oh man, that's really annoying. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to finish the stream. Let me talk about a couple of other things really quickly. I was going to talk about Sydney Sweeney, but we'll probably talk about the Sydney Sweeney stuff probably on Flashcast. We've been talking about that moving forward. I just had this one of the people that do the videos on the street. I've seen her before, this chick, and she just goes around and she just asks about Sydney Sweeney and all of these reactions. So I did want to go through that. I'm not going to get a chance to do that. But like I said, we'll probably go through that on Flashcast. I did want to talk about Fantastic Four, and I was looking for this video last week. I don't know why I couldn't find it. It's fucking grizzy. But like, I just wanted to point out, I think the reason why this is sort of okay, and especially okay with her husband, is because she knows that he's gay.
These are gorgeous. I think that's my favorite image so far.
Just our hands.
Yeah.
That was our very first day.
As long as you don't have to see my face.
Terrible confession to make in front of Gordon.
It's because some of the best men in the world, so they don't count.
These are gorgeous.
Yeah. I think that she knows that he's gay, and that's what makes this okay. And they've tried to play it off. I don't know why he hasn't, like, it's so okay now and it's so trendy to be gay or part of the LGBTQ that if he is, I don't understand why he hasn't just come out and said it. Wouldn't he be celebrated if he did? Wouldn't he be celebrated if he did? What else did I have? I was going to talk about the original plans for Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. We're going to talk a little bit about the Daisy Ridley stuff. But like, again, like as I said earlier, like look at the announcements, look at the Star Wars news that we're getting. Not that. The Star Wars news that we're getting is like, again, recycled news, recycled information. So I guess there's no real point in going through it anyway. I did want to I had that for Seal of the Week. Actually, let's just quickly do a Seal of the Week, shall we? We may as well. Sorry, guys. I do need to run.
I'm all the Jedi.
I also see you in the chat, Tim. How you doing? Good to see you. All right, so nominee number one comes from Galactic Empire, saying Andor is the greatest Star Wars story of all time. It's a bit of a stretch, I think. So that's nominee number one. Nominee number two is Jacob and what he had to say about Gina Carano. Even if she does something somehow return to Star Wars, it's going to be absolutely hilarious when literally nobody aside from her even remotely cares. LMAO. Nominee number three was Star Wars Sixplained, really trying to find a way to stretch and twist it. Twist what George said to suit his narrative in regards to the Star Wars fan base. And we got Sawyer saying, never forget that she begged to come back to Star Wars because every other career move she tried to make on her own miserably failed. Talentless hack, shame on Disney. They're your four nominees. Let's get the poll in the chat. One, two, three, four. Get your votes in, ladies and gentlemen. All involved. So, Galactic Empire, nominee number one. Jacob, nominee number two. Star Wars Explained, nominee number three. and Sawyer, nominee number 4. Let's go. Is there something quickly that we can... I don't really want to get into this because it's 3 minutes long and I'll fucking rage out about stupid shit that they're saying. And I'd probably rather talk about this with the guys anyway on Flashcast. I'm sure we will be talking about it. I just can't believe how crazy the world is that this is news and this is what like people want to talk about and everything. Craziness to me. We're going to need a bigger airlock. That's true. Yeah, that's United Spaces Alliance. Get that, Tim? You have to make the airlock bigger. We need to fit more people in. Well, maybe it's not more people. It's just bigger people. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got 8 votes. Can we get a couple more, guys? Nominees. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know who I want to win. I always want this person to win. Always want this person to win. We got 11. All right, I'm probably just going to have to end it there. We got over 10. We got 12. Oh, we got a tie. Oh, the tie. No, it went back. It went back. It went down and then it went back. Didn't go back and then back. Oh, can we get another vote? Can we get another vote? Vote between 3 and 4. If you're going to vote. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ending the poll. It's funny because of the delay. You're probably just getting like the one now, and then the poll ended before I even got to the end of the countdown. All right, so we did get the tie split. So in last place with 7% of the vote was Jacob. That's 2 weeks in a row, Jacob. You've come last. You got to pick up your game, buddy. In second last place with 23% of the vote was Galactic Empire. Congratulations, number 1. In second place, the runner-up this week with 30% of the vote was Sawyer. And the winner of this week's Seal of the Week was the twist that Star Wars Explained put on George Lucas's words with 38% of the vote. Congratulations, Star Wars Explained. You're this week's Seal of the Week. I'm only going to play this one. All right. And we are done. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry I had to cut it short. We did get an hour and a half out, which was good. The first hour was pretty much all Gina Carano. So this is basically just a Gina Carano stream. Me spurging out about how ridiculous that settlement seems. And we'll probably talk about that a lot more on Flashcast as well. You can go over to the Jack Show. Thank you, Sol, for putting that in the chat. Thank you to the Super Chatters. We had the great Nolan come in. Chuck me $100. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate that. We had SWA with some gifted memberships and a super chat as well. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the members. All you guys just for hanging out and coming back. Lurkers, if you're rewatching the stream, thank you. If you're new, smash the like button, subscribe, all of that good shit. And we will see you next week, 24 hours earlier than we usually start. So set your reminders for that one. All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing the movie. There's one scene that sticks out, and it probably sticks out for everybody, which is that, Have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt!
A few minutes? Are you kidding? At the rate they're gaining?
No, what is it? You have to shoot this. Traveling through hyperspace is like dusting crops, kid. Without precise calculations, we fly too close to a store, or bounce into a supermarket, and then
yeah,
be a hell of a mess.
What's that?
Watch. You're losing the deflector shields. Go strap yourselves in. Be careful on the way out.
Yeah, sure. I'm taking very cautious.
You go away.
We bounced too near a supermarket?